through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
Guys, welcome back to another Skyhigh Aviation HD video, and today we are back with the FS News. This is the February 2018 edition, so this is our second episode of it this year, which is great. So if you are new to this, I highly recommend you go and watch the previous one, but this is going to be taking place, so we're recording this in March, February, and then so we're going to go every single month. So in April we'll record March, and then so on. So that's how it's going to work. I'm here again with FS Pilot, so if you would like to say hello.
Hello.
And yeah, we'll go through it. We haven't got too much this month, so we'll go and wrap into it. I also do apologise for some of the pictures aren't the highest quality. It's not really, they don't provide the best of pictures, so you guys can just I mean, it's just gonna happen. So yeah, well, so there we go. Yeah, so also apologies for recent videos haven't been as fluid as previous. Been busy with loads of stuff. Also, switching simulators, which you'll know about later, or you can see on the screen right now. You'll probably know. But hey, let's get on to the first release of February 2018. Okay, so this is a Facebook video of a PMDG product, which is called Rainmaker. This is, I'm not sure if this is an external product that you buy to put onto your aircraft or something. I'm not 100% sure. We've got a small 11-second teaser for this, and then we'll watch it over, we'll talk about it, and we'll say our little ideas. Okay, so that was the PMDG Rainmaker teaser. It says rain, snow, condensation for prepared version 4. So, what we think this is going to be, I don't really know, because I'm not sure if it's going to be only for PMDG products like the NGX and the 777, or is it going to be an all-round universal product where you can use it for every single product, like flight sim aircraft that comes out for P3D V4. I'm not too sure, but this was, I think it was released on the 10th of Feb, this teaser video, and yeah, I'm not too sure. So what do you think, FS Pilot?
Well, it says here that it's going to be for all the PMDG aircraft, so the 74, 777, and
yeah.
future NGX.
Okay, so it won't work for something.
It won't work for like the Dash 8 or anything.
Okay,
a Majestic.
right, yeah. So it is literally just going to be an independent product that they've. So going back onto the last month with the 747-8, it had this on it, didn't it?
Yeah, but
So
that they say it wasn't actually going to happen, but now it's happening.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure. Anyway, that is that. So the PMDG Rainmaker, that I believe has now been released. I'm not 100% sure. Don't think so actually, but hey ho, we'll find out, and we'll put it down in the description. There'll be a link for all these different videos and articles that we have found. So let's move on to the next. Okay, next up is the Imagine Sim LaGuardia preview. I'm not 100% sure what sim this is for, but it was previewed on the 8th of February. We've got two pictures of it here. So there's this one, looking busy as always, and then we've got the Welcome to New York sign right there. What information have we got from this, and does it tell you what simulator this will be released for?
Well, it doesn't say what simulator, but it's probably going to be for P3D and maybe FSX. But it doesn't really say much, but it looks really good.
Yeah, it does. It looks pretty decent. I'm not too sure the price of this. It probably will be quite expensive, but you know, apart from that, I think this will be quite good for people who fly around America. And if it is for FSX, then you know they've released it for the older previews, but it'll be definitely for P3D. the latest versions.
100%.
So yeah, that is the Imagine Sim LaGuardia preview on the 8th of February. Let's go ahead and move on to the next release. Okay, so the next release is the UK 2000 Belfast City that was previewed on the 11th of February and is, I believe, released now at the time of recording. So we've got a few screenshots of these. We've got 4 of them to show, but there is tons more on the website and on the article that will be in the link. Well, the link will be in the description for it, so you guys can go and check it out yourself. So, Evers Pilot, what information do we have about this scenery, and what sims is it released for?
Well, as you know, it was released a few days ago, well, last week actually, and it has been released for FS9, FSX, and P3D, which is quite obvious. But it looks really good, I'm not gonna lie.
It does.
We should go pick this up.
Yeah, it does look very good. And we have previously used the ISM scenery. If you guys don't know that, then that's the scenery that was in place before this. And I'm not sure if this makes, like, it trumps it. I'm not sure if it's 10 times better. It does look very good, but, you know, these screenshots I think are taken from FSX. They look like FSX screenshots, I'm not too sure. But
I don't know if those models are just the UK 2000.
Yeah, those models are the UK 2000 ones because they've blanked out some of the.
That's what making it look bad.
Yeah, so you said this was out for FS9, which
FS9, yeah, which is kind of pointless, in my opinion.
Because everyone is on FSX.
They could be developing
FS
these sceneries.
It's taken a long time. This is their first scenery in FSX and P3D for a very long time. Very long time.
So if they dropped.
Yeah, if they dropped FS9, they would have less work to do.
They could make more.
Yeah, they would have less work to do. So at the end of this episode, we do have the information on the UK 2000 sceneries that are going to be coming out in the future, so stay tuned for that. But until next time, UK 2000 are just, I don't know, they need to pick up their pace on their sceneries, because the Southampton one, they're apparently making this and another scenery this year, so that's 2, and then they're just leaving it until next year, which is dumb. They could make so much more, like Aerosoft and stuff produce tons in a year. They produce quite a lot, and these could. I don't know how many people work on the UK 2000 sceneries, but you know.
I think it's just one man.
Yeah, which is understandable, but for making 3 different platforms, it's probably a bit too much just for one guy. But hey ho, there we go. So that is the UK 2000 Belfast City, and I believe it is priced at the same regular £17 British that all the sceneries are out for. If you'd like to go and pick up the free version, it's not yet available at the time of recording, but on the website you can go and grab yourself the demo version, which has got the floating box, but I don't really know who wants that, but you know. So yeah, that is UK 2000 Belfast City for FS9, FSX, and P3D. Okay, so next up is the OOM Paris Orly previews, which were previewed out on the 4th of February 2018, and they look, well, they're basic because they are previews, and these are literally the in development ones. So we've got 2. We've got this one, which you can see the dimensions of it, and then this one, which is a good one where you can see the 3D, you know, bridge over the top, and then the road underneath, and some of the trees and the buildings. So, what information do we have on this, and is it going to be for FSX and P3D, I believe?
Well, it says here the scenery is going to be designed to be compatible both P3D and X-Plane 11. It doesn't mention anything about FSX, so I don't think they're bringing it out.
Okay. Well, I've never heard of the company before. OOM is usually
out of memory,
and not a very, you know, pleased word to say around the community. Oh no, I've had an OOM. I've had an out of memory halfway across the Atlantic, so I'm not sure where they're going for. Hopefully, they manage their out of memory issues on the scenery. I would cry if they released it and it was like you spawn in, you get your flight planned, and it crashes because you've got no more memory left. I'm not sure. I've never had an out of memory. Ever. Have you?
I've had it on FSX, but touchwood on P3D.
I've never had it on FSX, or P3D. So yeah, there we go. That is the Paris Orly. Not much to say about it. Looks pretty basic in the development stages, but it does look pretty good. You can see that they're getting some progress, and it does look quite nice. So yeah, that is the OOM Paris Orlais for X-Plane and P3D. So the next add-on is the Aerosim citation for X-Plane. I believe it's for X-Plane 11. So what do we have on this? Now, quickly before we start, we do have 2 images of it displayed. However, if you want to go and check out the full selection of images, the link in the description to the article is down below. So what do we have on this add-on then?
Well, it's coming out for X-Plane, probably X-Plane 11. It won't be coming out for P3D or FSX, which is probably kind of obvious. So this aircraft will also feature icing effects as well as FMOD sounds. Immersion experience, which I don't really know what the FMD sounds are, but I'm guessing they probably sound pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what that means either, but by the pictures here, they do look pretty good. The aircraft does look interesting. They've modelled the front door can open on it, like the little baggage door. The interior has got all the seats in it, and the cockpit of what we can see doesn't look half bad. So for X-Plane this is going to be pretty good, but for FSX and P3D doesn't Carenado make the same?
Yeah, the Carenado make the same.
Yeah.
And it also says here this is going to be like study level for aircraft, like the FS Labs.
Like the FS Labs, yes. So Aerosim are making this. Never heard of the company again, but it doesn't look half bad, and I believe they are only an X-Plane company. That's why they are making it for their chosen simulator. So there we go. That is that, and I believe this was previewed on the 8th February 2018. So let's move on to the next add-on. Next up is this is not an add-on, this is a simulator. This is Prepared 3D version 4.2, the release of it. So this is, if you don't understand how this works, basically Prepared bring out version 4, and then, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't every point an update? So point 1's an update, point 2 is an update for free,
that is
point
correct.
3 is an update, and then as soon as it reaches like 4.9, clocks over to 5, you have to buy 5, and then it works the same way. So there's going to be a lot to say about this, so just we'll read it over and then we'll talk about the stuff. So what have we got that is new to this that isn't in 4.1?
The new features are improved multi-view and VR rendering performance, and it has also added headset selection to the VR menu. We've got helicopter AI compatibility, helicopter autopilot functional, ground-based waypoints and wingmen AI, and it's also added voice control experimental, which I don't really know what that is.
No, that is interesting. So that sounds pretty good, and if you don't know already, which you probably would know it by the first slideshow of this video, we have switched over to P3D version 4. So you can expect videos on the channel coming soon on FS Pilot. He's already posted one, but we're still slowly getting there with add-ons. We've got the majority of it in to the state where we can fly now. However, we're still getting bits and pieces together because there isn't as many add-ons in V4 than there is in FSX and V3. So videos will be coming out shortly as soon as we get into the rhythm of things. So there you go, that is V4.2, and does it say the release date? Because I have got the preview, I believe here it's the 12th of February.
The release date, it was released probably sometime, I think it was a few weeks ago now.
Yeah,
but if you are thinking of picking up P3D V4, just remember that some add-ons aren't compatible.
Yeah, so out of the lot that we've got, because we have a good amount of add-ons, the only ones that we've been able to use in aircraft-wise is the 777, the 737, and the 747 by PMDG, and that's really about it. And all the add-ons, the UK 2000s are all compatible, I believe, except from Birmingham. Yeah,
Birmingham and somewhere else aren't compatible yet.
However, I believe a lot of the Orbex is and all that stuff.
Yeah, but so if you don't want to go out and buy all your add-ons again, there is some decent freeware add-ons in the game already.
Yeah, like the
Just
Coronado A36 is pretty damn incredible. So
but there's no
yeah, so if you
737s.
want to make the mix, between having FSX and P3D at the same time, you can still do that. But if you do want P3D, it's incredible. It's 100% worth it. And you just got to keep that in mind. That the add-ons aren't always compatible. They will be in future, but not at the minute. So there we go. That is P3D version 4.2. Let's see what is on the list for the next add-on. So next up is a scenery, the FlyX Lanzarote for X-Plane. Now, we haven't got many pictures, I've only included one, because there isn't many, it's like the Parasol. But this is just the picture of the control tower for Lanzarote, which is pretty incredible. Like, having a control tower is a myth. No, I'm joking. But yeah, there you go, that is the FlyX Lanzarote. So what have we got in this? Now, we know it is on X-Plane, but what else is the details or the progress of this?
Well, it is going to be coming out in 2018. They have said before 2018, so it's a bit late apparently.
Okay. Which is
and they've also made 2 freeware airports. They've made Rovaniemi and somewhere else, which it doesn't say.
Wait,
and they've also
freeware
made
airports?
2 freeware airports. Yeah, this I think
Are
this
these
is
the
yeah this is
people
their
that make
first Halo.
The Rovaniemi that we use for free?
No, this isn't them. This is for X-Plane.
Oh, right. I was gonna say, I completely forgot, but yeah, so for X-Plane this will be out shortly, this year hopefully, apparently, but you know how it all goes when people release something, like they say they're gonna release it, and it just all goes to pot. So yeah, FlyX Lanzarote
Aerosoft.
X-Plane with the tower. I mean, they're getting somewhere. Modelling takes a long time, so we can understand, but there we go. That is for X-Plane. I believe this was previewed on the 15th of February 2018. Okay, so this is the NGX Cockpit Sound Immersion Service Pack 3. Now, this is, well, we have this, don't we, for the NGX? I believe it's just the, the regular immersive sound NGX sound pack. However, this is apparently going to be a brand new Service Pack 3 And isn't this just a revised version, so they've just redone stuff, I believe?
Yes, they have, and apparently it says here that it is going to be free for people that have the immersive audio NGX. But if you don't have it, you can pick it up on Sim Market for €10.
Okay,
I would
so
recommend it.
it isn't that expensive then for it. It really isn't. What, €10 is in pounds? Probably 9 or 8, I would say, maybe. But yeah. So if you haven't got it, I highly recommend you do, because it just brings a whole new level to flying the NGX, and in theory we should technically get it for free then, but I'm not too
Yeah.
sure how that's gonna work. So yeah, you can see it here, all the things they've included: flap turbulence noise, the cockpit vibration, and all of that good stuff. So this was previewed on the 15th of February 2018, and I believe it is out now for all of the platforms, so FSX, P3D, obviously not X-Plane, because I don't think, if it was, it would be interesting, but the PMDG NGX is out for X-Plane. So you can see it here in the previews. When we get close to landing, I'll flick it back so you guys can listen to the landing sounds. But I mean, would you pay the money for this, or would you just not bother?
Pay extra? I don't think.
You wouldn't?
No, not to pay extra, because it sounds good anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the default NGX sounds aren't half bad, but
No.
this obviously is just a complete... I think these are recorded from real life, maybe? I'm not 100%
Possibly.
sure, but hey-o. So we're getting close to landing now, so what I'll do is I'll put the sounds back on, the audio. Will be quiet so you can listen to the amazing ground roll, touchdown, and call-out sounds.
$500. Approaching minimum. 200. Minimum. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, so there we go. That was the NGX Cockpit Sound Immersion Service Pack 3 for the NG. Now, before we wrap up this one and go on to the next add-on, just by watching and listening that, I'm not sure about you, or if, you know, personally, I think the one I've got on my NGX now is better than that. The touchdown sound on that doesn't sound as good, and the nose gear rumble sounds way too loud as soon as you put the nose gear down. So it might just be me. I don't know. I prefer the current one I've got, so I would probably just keep with the current one. Hey ho. I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll move on to the next add-on. We've only got a few left, and then we'll wrap this month up. Okay, so next up is the Aerosoft Professional for Prepared version 4 series timeline. So this is just, I think, an update of what's going on, because I know everyone and myself and you want this to come out, because it is just like the Aerosoft Airbus is so good, and the reason why it isn't in P3D V4 is just makes me sad. So let's see what else we got on this. This was previewed onto the article 4th of February 2018. And what do we have information-wise of this? And have they said anything about a release date yet?
Well, they haven't said anything about release date, but the timelines are going to be first of all, the Airsoft 1.9 and the 3.18 will be released first, the professional version. No date has been confirmed yet. And then 5 weeks in between, it's going to be the 320 and the 21. And then they haven't said anything about this, but they guess in maybe like 4 weeks after that, it's going to be the bundle for Service Pack 1. And then
So the bundle is all of it together then?
Yeah, all of it, everything.
Okay.
And then the A330 Professional, which they have no release date. They haven't said anything about that. And then they've got the full bundle with everything, Service Pack 2, which they haven't got anything for that. But then afterwards, they said once Service Pack 2 has been released, the team will most likely add more A320, A330 models, engine types, and hopefully other varieties.
Okay. So all I can imagine by the varieties is like the cargo.
Yeah.
And then the military one that they've got. But I think that, does it even say schedule of when it's going to be released? Is in like 2018, 2019?
Well, they've said it's going to be released early 2018, but we're kind of coming into
we're almost
mid 2018.
Yeah, almost mid 2018. So if it is going to be released, the A318 and 19 should be released in a few weeks. If it's going to be released early, if not, once again they've overshot the deadline.
Yeah,
like they've done it so many times. But yeah, go
sorry
ahead.
to cut you off there.
It's fine.
But they have also said they haven't done a discount price yet, but they're saying it's roughly going to be around €16 the upgrade from FSX to P3D.
Okay. Well, that isn't too bad, and it can't be long because there's a full cockpit image. Like what's on screen now is a full-on cockpit image. Everything looks like it works. All displays, the MCDUs, the autopilot panel, the overhead, everything looks finished. But there could be still things left. It could be finished. It could be at the level that the FSX one is currently at, or the P3D version 3 one is, but they're probably adding too much. Because if we go ahead and switch on to the next picture of it. Okay, so apologies for the low quality on this image. However, this is what I mean. It could be at the level of the like the current FSX version. However, they're too busy doing this. Like, it's cool and all. I got to agree that they've put incredible detail, but it's just in detail that probably doesn't need to be there. Like, you've got the paper on the tray table, the cup of coffee, whatever that is behind the coffee, and I think you've got either the checklists or the refueling in progress card in between the throttles, and then you've got the other side of the cabin door on the bottom ECAM. So I mean, like, you could completely get rid of those and probably have it released in a week, I would say, if they've already got to the level with the previous ones. However, the outside could not even be complete yet. But haven't they had images previously of the outside? Or have we not seen any of them?
We haven't got any.
No. But yeah, that is that. So the cockpit pretty much looks finished. However, it might not be. And if you just check on this image, as you can see here, they've got these here are there, and then on this image they've got rid of one of the compasses. So there's an option to get rid of them, which is pretty cool, because I know that some of the Airbuses don't have these in them. The one that I went in the cockpit of definitely didn't. So you can probably change this around, which would be pretty cool. But let's move on to one of the final add-on of this month. So we'll see what we got. So this one is the Just Flight Hawk. Once again, the quality of the image isn't great. It's the only one we could find. So yeah, what do we have about this? Because isn't there one already out?
Yeah, Just Flight have made one, but now they've made one for 11, which is pretty cool.
So
There's not gonna be no use for us because we don't use.
no. So I mean, it's pretty cool to have a Hawk. Like I would love a
Yeah.
Hawk. Like you could do the red arrows and stuff, but having it as a payware, I'm not sure like who wants to pick up a payware of a military aircraft unless you're really
Well,
like into military planes.
this plane, this in real life they've been using it for 40 years. People that like the old planes might want to use it, something, or whoever wants to do maybe the Mac Loop or something.
Yeah. So personally myself, I wouldn't get a military aircraft that's payware just because I'm not really into those. But if this was maybe if they made a dubbed down version of it freeware, like they didn't have as much detail in it, yeah, I would get that because it would be pretty fun to mess around in. I wouldn't say it's worth the money. Do they mention how much it's going to be? Or
No, they haven't mentioned. I think it is already released.
yeah.
Check that out.
So the link to the article will be down in the description below if you guys want to go and check that out and read it. But let's move on to the final bit of information we have on this month's episode. So this is the route map that UK 2000 have put out. Now I've only got a picture of the list of future airports, but they finally put a date to them because previously they did say coming soon, but now we've got at least some sort of list of airports that are going to be released. So Guernsey is going to be out in April of 2018, which is like hype. I can't wait because if you ever want to fly to Jersey and be like, nope, wait a minute, there is no scenery. I'm gonna fly there so much. It's gonna be great. So Belfast City is already out, and then we've got Bournemouth, Belfast International Remake, and Bristol Remake, which are going to be 2018. So Bournemouth there isn't any scenery for, I believe, correct? I believe
Correct.
there is like no Bournemouth scenery out there. Belfast International, I've got that for FSX, and it's alright, but there must be some reason to make a new one. Bristol Remake, I can't think why they would remake Bristol out of all of them. I'm not too sure. 2019, Southampton is in the books, but anyone who's got Orbeck Southampton, there's
I don't
less of
think
a
they're gonna give up that.
no, there's less of a need for that. Inverness would be good because no one really has Inverness. Isle of Man and Yuki, so all of them there are great. But as we mentioned previously, they just take they're so slow on it. They've made so many sceneries already, and I believe once they do these, isn't that it?
That is. Well, he'll probably go into 2020 actually. Probably go into that and make some sceneries.
Yeah, because
That yeah.
after that, there is no more main airports to do unless he remakes pretty much all of them. Because
Oh, the
Cardiff,
VFR ones.
because Cardiff could do a remake because they've had a completely new terminal. They could remake a lot of them, but unless he moves on to a different country,
That'd be pretty interesting.
which would be good because even the free ones you can download are pretty they're still pretty detailed. And they're flyable. So that is that. This was, I believe, previewed on the 14th of February. I'm not 100% sure. Is there any other information we've got?
March. Oh, 14th of March.
Oh, there we go. Any other information we've got on this though?
No information, but the first one that's gonna be out is gonna be Guernsey. But like you said, he is wasting his time. He's just doing it on FS9 as well. Where I think the FSX one is compatible with FS9 anyway. So.
Yeah, but we did read into it, and it says that he's eventually going to give them out. They're not going to, be a thing anymore in the future sceneries. So I reckon by 2019, whoever is still an FS9 user, I don't know who is, but whoever is, they're probably not going to get the Southampton, the Inverness, and all that stuff. So yeah, that is that pretty much done. The UK 2000 route map, and now at least everyone knows what is going on, and they haven't quit making sceneries. That's what I thought. The whole of last year, they released nothing, right? I swear there was nothing that was released last year.
Which is pretty sad.
So, what could be like what could have happened last year is that they've made Belfast City, they've made Guernsey, and they're scheduling Guernsey because they released one in March, they released one in April. Bournemouth could be then in the line next month, and then Belfast next month, but who knows. So yeah, UK Travels and Scenery map is complete, and that is the last one for this month. Okay, so that is the FS news for February 2018. A bit of a long video. I think every month these videos are going to be lengthy because there's so much we got to talk about, there's so much to do, and let us know if you do enjoy these, and hopefully next month we'll have some cool releases to do. So yeah, apologies for the lack of videos recently because we've been really busy, and if I didn't sound particularly great in this video, I'm coming down with a cold, which isn't nice. I hate being ill. I think everyone does, but yeah. So we covered a good amount of products in that. Let us know if you're thinking of getting any, and let us know why. And apart from that, I think it's been a pretty good video. So goodbye from me and FS Pilot.
Goodbye, everybody.
And I'll leave a link in the description to his channel, and also a link to every single article that we covered. So thanks for watching, take care guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
I will fly.